It's cool that we got to stay in our group.
Yeah, that was surprising. I didn't think that was going to happen. That would have been a mess, right? My goodness.
Especially when he didn't let us know until today.
Yeah. Glad you're in my group.
Yeah.
Did they add anybody to us, or that was just it, just us?
Just us.
It was just us.
There's enough of us crazies on here.
Agreed.
We can't handle anymore. Okay, so let's go. This is our Andreessen.
Chris.
Yeah, where's Chris?
I just texted him. Maybe he fell asleep.
Yeah.
That could happen.
I don't want to hear it.
So let's start. So far, we have learned to evaluate business models of startups. Today, we will examine the business model decisions of a startup in a mature industry. As a group, begin by discussing the following questions. Was the VC industry attractive for a 16Z, I cannot stand the name,
Me neither.
to enter in 2009?
Yeah, what a horrible name.
Yeah. What a horrible case.
Ask, where do they come up with some of these names?
A16Z. I mean, it sounds awesome, right?
I mean,
A to Z.
I figure A to Z, but I don't know what the 16's for.
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, I would say it really wasn't an attractive industry to enter, because it was talking a lot about how they were kind of the top new in dinosaur in the race, with all the angel investors and the group.
So it says it's A to Z. A16Z is a numerian that represents a venture capital firm, Andreessen Horowitz, and it says it's A and then it's 16 letters in between their names. So like both their last names.
Better than that.
Yeah, both their last names, and it's A is the first one, Z is the last one, 16 letters in between.
Got it. Okay.
Sorry, go on.
That answers question number one.
I was just saying it wasn't attractive because there's a whole new way for a lot of these companies to get venture or to get capital. Plus, with a lot of it being internet based and the web based stuff, you didn't need as much capital to start a business as you used to. So it really wasn't a great industry to get into at the time.
Right.
Make the money back. I mean, that wasn't.
But they were reinventing it. So do you think it was good because they weren't doing the same as everyone else? They were reinventing the model.
I think that's why they decided they could do something with it, because they were doing it different. But for any venture capitalist group to try to come in, I mean, it said that the lifespan of most of them didn't last but a few years, because it was just people went by reputation, and there's companies that have been in place since, one in the early 1900s, but some, from 1970 to 1980 is when most of the prominent ones came into play, so it was hard to get in for any of the newer ones. So again, yeah, they came up with a different idea, and that's what made it possible for them to do it. But I don't think it was most people would look at it and say they would be successful at that time.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. What was the typical fate of the new entrants in this industry? Not
a few years.
Not good.
Not good.
Not so good.
What were the trends in the VC fund performance during this time?
There was a graph on it in the back.
It was 8%, 13%, 5.7, 7.8. That's 1, 3, 5, and 10 year.
Yeah,
that's historical venture capital return data.
Yeah, between 2002 and 2012, though, I mean, all the firms started. There was less firms in existence.
A lot
Uh,
less, yeah.
A lot less funds, principals.
A
I
lot
mean,
less
everything
principals.
had reduced from the early 2000s till 2009. And they also, like you were saying on your chart, that it was actually better to invest in the S&P 500s than it was to try to start invest in venture capital because the gains were better in the first 10 years.
Yeah, but after 15 years, it was significantly better for the venture capital index.
If you had enough capital to last that long, right?
Right, but it said most of them only lasted, what, 10 years?
I think it was under that. They said if they didn't sell out at 7 years, they were in trouble. So,
I'm lucky to get it back in 10.
yeah. So,
Yep. All right. Next.
What were the trends in VC fund performance during this time?
that's what we just answered.
Okay. With all the entrenched incumbents and catch-22s, what silver lining did a 16Z see?
How do they plan to succeed in this difficult environment? Well, they had all those CEOs and all those heavy hitters. Like 2 of them were like they had invested in like Instagram, and they had I mean that's
Sorry.
Mute yourself.
Sorry.
oops.
That's all right.
Is that what interrupted me? No, I was kidding.
At least it wasn't the squeaky wheel.
Yeah, I note that. Perfect. I mean, that was their plan. They tried to like invest in all of these like 24 companies, I think it was, or some number like that.
Well, yeah, they changed the investment and they just focused on one market in the Silicon Valley, the IT. So they didn't spread around, and they also invested more in companies that were already started, more or less. They just needed more capital, but they would do a great interview process with them to make sure they were the right fit for their company so that they could make some money.
Yeah, and they were going into smaller companies and supporting them. And it seemed like their founders were looking for people who really actually wanted to stay with the company for long term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny that they didn't really like other VCs how they were always late and that they would charge like $10.
Like $10 a minute or something like that.
Yeah, they would charge $10 a minute if one of their guys showed up late.
Yeah. Okay. How did they plan to succeed in this difficult environment?
I think they found a niche that worked for them instead of going into the traditional method. They found the niche that would keep them going.
Okay. Why is a 16Z? I want to keep
just
saying
call it the company. Why is the
company specifically targeting first-time technical co-founders?
Well, they were like all people who had started up their own business and probably succeeded into like selling it, and then they were all former like serial entrepreneurs and CEOs. And I mean, look, it's like any market. I mean, you get us fresh out of school, and we got a lot of spunk. We're ready to do something. So that's why I think it happened.
They're passionate.
Yeah.
Driven.
Well, I think the other thing that they looked at doing that was different from other VCs is they wanted to keep the founder of the entrepreneur as the CEO and train them to be to be able to continue to run their company instead of selling it or finding a professional CEO to run it.
Yeah.
So that's, I think, getting those first timers they weren't blemished yet, so they were able to work with them and help them grow in the way they wanted them to.
A lot of good cooks in the kitchen.
So how has the cost of tech startups impacted the VC industry? Let's see.
Well, the cost went down. It doesn't cost as much to start a lot of these companies anymore. So the VCs aren't as necessary. So there's less opportunity for them to get in and make those investments with the companies and grow in that way.
That's what I had put too. They didn't need a lot of money. It was decreased.
Has an impact too.
So once you have a venture capitalist, do they? I mean, I guess it depends on the terms, but do they kind of run your organization?
They don't really run your organization, but they strongly suggest things. You know, they have a vested interest. And again, depending on the contract, you know, give them too much, then yeah, they could actually make those decisions.
Well, I mean, because in some of the reading, it said, they said, oh, keep your your meetings casual, and then it's like, oh, that guy's doing his meetings too casual if it starts going bad, so.
Yeah.
It sounded like when they were just starting up, they didn't like that. Like it seemed like as time progressed and the company grew, then they could be more lax with things like that.
Yeah.
How has it impacted the need for technical co-founders to raise capital?
That was my page.
Well, it's given them more options because they don't need as much money, so they can get families to members, the angel investors. I can't remember what it was called, group investing or whatever it was called.
Well, they also do GoFundMe.
Yeah, GoFundMe. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, they can get those kind of investments. So it's made it easier for them to get the capital they need.
It's like what it's doing now. We got people at church always trying to create something, and then they want you to fund their projects. I don't know. It's a new thing around here.
So I should stop asking people to support my hunting trips.
Yeah.
Go fund Angelique's hunting.
To South Africa. You can get Cecil the lion.
Are you a hunter?
Yeah.
Oh wow. I've never hunted in my life.
It's fun. I love it. I'm obsessed.
What do you hunt?
Well, I've only shot bucks, but I've gone out bear hunting and elk hunting.
Never been there.
I hunt too. I go to the grocery store and try to find the best steak there.
There's nothing like killing your own food.
No, there is.
Hey.
It's called Ralph's, and it's called Albertson.
Yeah.
I let someone else do the hunting.
I guess I'm
Okay, since we're talking about guns, I got a quick story for you guys.
Oh, great.
So I went to dinner.
California, man. You know we don't believe in guns here. It's like peace of mind.
Well, no, I went to dinner with the owner of our company and then his administrative assistant and then an ops manager a few years ago. The ops manager knew I had a couple of guns, and so dinners, they started talking about it, and the one lady was completely dead set against guns, and she hated them. She's like, what do you have all those guns for? I said, well, this one's for deer, this one's for squirrel, this one's rabbit, and this one's for this. And I said, the rest of them are for just people. You should have seen her face. Her mouth just dropped.
You can't say that in California. Now my neighbors are all mad at me.
Yeah, well, they can come over here and try to take them away.
I went to Firehouse Subs today, and the guy was just carrying right on his hip. You see that a lot in Idaho. Yeah, you see that a lot in Idaho.
Oh, you see that a lot around here. I can carry.
It's not. Do you know that they made it so that you can conceal carry in Idaho now without a permit?
Really? You can.
Yep.
When I lived in Arizona, we could. Actually, in Arizona, you had to have a part of your gun showing to carry.
Yeah, but in Idaho, you can have complete concealment, and it's legal.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris. You're like a
Oh, hey, Chris.
Hey.
I guess 5 minutes is different for everyone.
Mormon Standard Time.
Yeah.
Oh, hey guys. What's up?
Hey, Chris. Hey.
He was just on mute.
You know what, Chris? We're not even going to talk anymore. We're going to let you answer all the next part of the question. I'm glad you came.
Chris,
I'm okay.
are you doing your call from the steak center?
No. No, it's my house.
Oh. Looks like you're in like the bishop's office.
Oh yeah, I'm actually the bishop here.
Yeah, nice.
No.
Could you just do the summary for us and we can go to bed?
Oh yeah, totally. Are we ready for that?
No. Are we
Not
really?
quite.
Okay,
What question
we're
are we on?
We got
Do these trends apply to other sectors such as life sciences or clean tech?
Brian got us sidetracked.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Well, no, it was Angelique's fault.
It was her fault, actually. Yeah.
She's a hunter. Did you know that, Chris? She's a hunter.
Really?
Yeah, she doesn't like going to the grocery store. Apparently, that the grocery stores are out of style. So she hunts her own food.
That's why she lives in Coeur d'Alene.
She's gonna go after Cecil the lion's brother.
Yeah, she's gonna cut off a rhino's tail and fold it up.
And a giraffe. She's gonna go bow hunt a giraffe.
It sounds like I missed a lot, guys.
Yeah, she's nuts, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And who knew that Brian has like an arsenal of guns?
Yeah.
Nice, sweet guy with a lot of guns.
Hey guys, this is my fiance.
Hi.
My fiance.
Hello.
This is Ali.
Oh, now we know why you were late.
late.
What? Hold on a second.
Are you at the church too right now?
Oh, you guys. I see.
Are you at the church there with the
That's
little...
why. Oh, hey, you know what? Next time, why don't you let Chris come to class, dear?
The next time, let Chris come to class.
Yeah.
Five minutes means different.
No.
He smooches after it's late
They were
here.
talking about hunters and stuff. They weren't even talking about class.
What?
Well, don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Hey, stick
rhino
around.
tail.
Stick around. Chris is gonna do the rest, so stick around.
Yeah, you'll like this part.
Yep.
All right, go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, you read the next one. All four. These are yours.
Chris.
Okay, what's the next one? Number 4?
Yeah, we're on number 4 already.
We're on the last question of number 3 if you want to try to answer that one.
Not really. We're
The
just
management fees?
Especially since we already gave the answers to the others.
what choices do technical founders
But it-
have for financing that they didn't have a decade before?
See, if he was on, those were already answered.
Yeah, that was pretty much done. All right, number 4.
Number 4, let's do it.
That VC firms compete on their ability to source, pick, and win. How does an A16Z business model influence those abilities compared to other VC firms?
Easy.
That's an easy one. Okay.
I'm sending you guys my kills as you're talking.
You're sending us what?
My kills.
Oh,
That's some gun count.
Says think of source as the ability to get founders to come in the door seeking money. How does the way A16 treat its founders differ from the way traditional VC? Well, I think this one.
Oh, now we lost him?
Oh, he's breaking up. Chris.
Must be using.
It was all about building relationships
Oh, there he is.
with, with PR agencies, with engineers and designers, all those people who were external to the company, but they built relationships with them, didn't sell them services or anything, just treated them well. And that comes back to help them.
Yeah, you're right.
I think they treated them very well. Their business model was very good to influence those
Proud of
people.
you. Good job, you guys. Good luck. Bye.
she's bored.
Yeah, she's like, whatever. And she read the name of the company. And she's
She's
like,
bored.
We made the decision to call it the company.
that's what she says, like A16Z.
What was that, Brian?
We're just calling it the company.
Yeah, just forget about A16Z.
Did everyone freeze?
Nope, we're here. So the second part you pretty much answered for that 4. So if you want to do how will this change if the company begins to fire CEOs because they're not performing well? Will this increase, decrease, or have no effect on the number of potential deals the company sees compared to the competition?
Is this for Chris, or are we all in on
No,
that?
we can all go in. That's cool. I was just playing.
I think it would potentially
Let's
decrease.
see. Well, I think one of the things is they were.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Brian.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say that I think they were good at training. I mean, they had those teams to help their CEOs, entrepreneurs, instead of just firing them if they weren't doing well. It was like they were there to actually give them advice and to help them with what they were struggling with.
Yeah, so I think though, I mean, that's part of the reason they were successful is they did work with those CEOs. So if they started firing them, then it would probably drop their reputation down a little bit, and they would become just like all the other VCs.
Yeah, I agree with that.
They had great name recognition with the people they already had on the team. All right, so how does the operating team help the company source, pick, and win? It says, does it increase the odds of getting more high quality flow? Yes, if you source better, I think it said. If so, why? Well, if you source better, then you get to pick, and therefore you get more wins. And does it affect the company's ability to pick winners?
You're able to pick more qualified people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it talked a lot about like they even helped people that they weren't going to bring in for their self. They'd send entrepreneurs to the shows. They would help engineers find jobs even if it wasn't within their market, hoping that they would come back and help them,
like
later.
Journalists, what about the journalists?
So, and then they would have some inside tracks on some of these companies. If one of the engineers or whatever they had worked with, gave input, then they would be better off.
You're right, and that answers the last part of that question. Does it actually have any impact on the odds of success? Well, yes. If so, how? Well, you just mentioned the how. With getting more leads that way and reliable sources and information for the future investments that they were in. So the next one, number 5, put yourself in the shoes of Andreessen and Horowitz. You must decide whether or not to seek to double your assets under management. Vote as a group. The decision must be unanimous. Consider the following as you decide. How many portfolio companies can one general partner reasonably support? Are there any economies of scale in this business? Will you have to hire more operating team people? If so, will the partners actually make more money or doubling their assets, or will all of the additional profits go to hire more people?
Mario, we can only handle one question at a time.
Did it say 10 portfolio companies to one general partner in the reading?
Yeah.
Did I read that somewhere?
Yeah, I saw something about that.
I say yes, they should double their assets, and you better not disagree or I'll shoot you.
All right, cool.
I don't know. I kind of disagree.
Chris?
Man.
It's just one thing. It'd just be difficult, as they were saying in the article. Or in the case study, it would be difficult to keep that same culture and same values if they double their assets, which means doubling their team. Because then like it was saying, I like the part where it said, can they still have an intimate discussion with 20 general partners as opposed to 6 or 10 or less? I think that would be very difficult. It'd be a lot harder to agree.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to like what I said last week with us growing too fast. But the difference is between the Rent the Runway and these guys is they were able to build a good team, and they started it off right from the get-go. So I think that they would be able to handle that growth and figure a way to make it work.
Yeah, and I think each one that comes in brings in a lot of experience and a lot of leads from their own personal life and previous startup companies they've had. So there's a lot there for each person on the team that's added. So I mean, I think we should take a vote.
Well,
I think just one quick thing. I think that is there room to grow in the market? And looking at the stats on the exhibits, people are going down on venture capitalists. It's easy. It's harder to get, jobs for venture capitalists. I mean, look at all the reasons we just talked about. It says, it's easy to have angel investors, family, GoFundMe. The cost went down to open up tech companies. So if all that's true, why would you want to double if you're doing well at a certain current time, and then you're gonna have all these other options that are gonna work against you? That's my 2 cents.
Well, here's the way it could double with the same metrics is they're just basically focused on Silicon Valley. It talked about New York and China being potential.
Yeah, but is that a good option?
If you read the biographies of of a lot of their founders, a lot of them have international backgrounds where they've done international work with other companies. So
I mean, according to Donald J. Trump, China's the worst thing ever. China. So I don't know if you want to go there.
But you got the New York market as well, and they said the engineers, but they did a lot of networking with engineers, so if they can get those guys to head out.
I just like saying it. China.
Oh man.
So.
All right, what's the vote? I say no, personally. I'm with Chris.
I say no.
We need to be unanimous here, folks.
No.
Right.
So you guys want to say no too?
I can see it work either way. I can see it work either way, but I'm good with no because I can see.
Let's say no for now.
Okay.
I say no, period.
All right, no, it is, guys.
All
right.
Okay, so it's
I'm not going to argue
no.
that. No, I mean, I think we're not wrong either way. I think that it's all a toss up. So if we go no for now, I mean, hey, we're not losing any money
in any of these, really.
So no, and we have some reasonable stuff to support it. I think we've answered the questions.
So who wants to do the recap?
Recap, guys. We've been in this about an hour now.
Should I do it? You want me to do it? Because I was late.
Go ahead.
It's okay.
Okay. Summary time. So A16Z has a great bit of treating other people with respect, gaining those relationships because they know in turn it will help them out. If not, they believe in karma, I'm sure. We don't believe that they want to double their assets under management because that would mean doubling their team, and it'd be a lot more difficult to keep that same culture, the same values that they have right now. A16Z for the win.
All right.
Is that good?
Yeah, we did it. It's a wonderful Thursday night. So
It's Tuesday.
it's a Thursday.
Right.
What's Thursday?
Thursday. You have your Walgreens shirt on.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, right.
You went to Walgreens on Thursday.
That's when the new sales start.
Yeah. Yeah, you saw the sales on Wednesday and you went Thursday.
I gotta go grab my son at the school, so I'm gonna.
All right.
You can talk all night, I guess. All right, see you guys.
Bye, guys. Thanks.
Bye.
See you
Thanks.
next week.
Milk, cookies, and snot.
Bye.
Yay.
Hey.